ws500 Smart Alternator Regulator is packed with features, and this little tool will help you get the most out of it. Here's a quick overview. We have 4 real-time plots that we can monitor and select from any one of the variables available. We can also go in and select any one of our 4 standard reports. So we have a system status report, we have a configuration report, we have our CAN bus, and our charge profile. There are 8 charge profiles, 2 of which are fully configurable. So we can select 0 for our current one, and it shows right now we're using charge profile number 8. To modify our parameters, we select the editor. This will take and disable our outputs. We download the parameters, and now we can set up our CAN bus, alternator configuration, regulator configuration, and TAC parameters. So for instance, if we wanted to change our battery capacity index, we would select here. We get some help, which is also modifiable, so we can add our own personal text here. And we can change this parameter here. We also have 2 configurable profiles, 7 and 8, which we can configure. For instance, if we wanted to change the acceptance profiles from 13.8 to 14.3, that's all it takes. So we would now download these updates, reset the device, and start monitoring again with the new parameters. Within System, we have several functions, including restore, so we can restore segments or do a master restore. We can also force the regulator into a certain mode for testing. So in this case, we might want to force it into bulk mode. We can also update our firmware, check for updates on the server, select the firmware file we want to update, and so on. Within Tools, we have several neat little functions for diagnostics, troubleshooting, and fine-tuning. So first of all, we can log our data to disk. We can do this in one of 2 ways. We can either import a PuTTY file, just a text output file, or we can save it directly within the app. So we can start monitoring it now. And then when we're done, we'd simply uncheck the device, and then we can go back into replay mode. So this is one we did a few weeks ago, and we can accelerate our time, make things move a little more quickly. We can pause it, we can zoom in on things, we can run it in reverse, and we can cancel it. Also within Tools, we have an import-export function. This allows us to either import data from a disk or external hard drive if we might be monitoring it on board, and then we can export it to Excel. So in this case, we'll include all of our extra messages, and we want to see what our alternator amps and battery volts are, and we'll select a line 3D chart. Now this is going to take a minute because there's a lot of data here. Okay. So here we have all of our raw data that if you want to manipulate manually and do your own charts, you're welcome to. Our miscellaneous commands that come in, and then our chart. We also have a dashboard. This is designed primarily going ahead for a smartphone type of display, and it can be overlaid and run concurrently with the other application to do multiple views. So here we have our dashboard showing our alternator temperatures, battery pack temperatures, alternator RPM, engine RPM, voltage is another chart, what mode we're currently in. We also have a couple status screens so we can see our alternator temperatures here, capacities, outputs and settings, and the same for our battery.